Gentle people, I do not know what has gone wrong, but the live were cut off. Don't know if this is corruption or injustice or it's technical or is a policy of the live guidelines. As it said, live has resumed, but the live start all over again. Somebody can help me, but thank heavens it is up again and I'm able to complete this story. And if you got cut off in the first instant, then you can rejoin to hear the ending of this story. Right? Now, as I said before, corruption is everywhere. Everything that is run by man, even these ops, right? Everything that is run by man. Don't you ever believe that corruption is not there? I don't know what I have said that would have let out secrets, right? Or showing up the real bottom of corruption. Because one phone call and one text can do it. The touch of a button can do it. Right? Now, this is where determination comes in. This is where people now should throw their weight around. Now, this is what you now should be reporting. That you were unalive and the live was splitting justice. And all of a sudden you see the live cut whap. These are the things you ought to report to the authorities. Show up corruption on the app. Show it up that it is here. You don't see these things happening. While some people can speak on their agenda clearly, freely on these apps without no interruption, with money gone, throwing money out, all kind of gifts, all kind of lights, and it is not being interrupted because this is anti-corruption program, anti-corruption live. So corruption must step in to corrupt it, to make it look like that old boy, that nonsense him did their talk, a foolishness, because they're going to label it as foolishness, corrupted people going to label it as foolishness. Those that support corruption going to label it as foolishness, going to label it as nonsense, going to demonize it. What I am saying here, no, we know it. This is one man you can't fool. Yeah, we know it. Your subtle conversation, your subtle movements, your subtle guidelines, we know them. Yeah, subtleness, right? The subtleness of technology. One button can toops and all cut off. Get you off your stride, right? Yeah. No. The rest is still here. So, all that the people hurried back to where the trial had taken place, and the official said to Daniel, God has given you wisdom beyond your years. So come and join us and explain to us what you meant. Clearly, a lot of you do not know who is a discerner. Daniel was. A lot of you would have heard the term discernment, right? But do not know what discernment means. Discernment is a deeper form of comprehension, right? More profound learning, right? So Daniel were listening to the case from the beginning and putting one and one together. He realized that something is not right. So when they add it all up, as the privy councillors done, and because of the 9,000 files, people were anticipating a 3 months before they decided that. But what has happened within that time, how easy the corruption make the case, it done in 4 weeks. How easy corruption has made the case, it has done in 4 weeks. Right? Daniel said to them, here is the solution. Right? And this is what happens in the deliberation at the privy council, where the case was brought to them. The wise head, the discerners, looking and listening at the time, and in their summarization, they realized that there were terrible description in the case. Got it? Daniel said to them, separate the two judges. This is solution now. And let me question them one at a time. Then Daniel called the first judge and said, he did not said allegedly. He said, you wicked old man. You wicked old man. And Daniel said that with distinction. Daniel weren't in the garden. No. Daniel weren't in the garden. Daniel just know that this man is wicked because of the story, the evidence he gave against Susanna. Right? You wicked old man. Now you will have to answer for all the sins you have committed. You have condemned the innocent and released the guilty. That's what our justice system has done. Right? We publicize the lower class and we block the media from the upper class. Yes. We have no regard for the lower class. But the upper class wrongs and secret must be protected. Injustice and corruption. Yes. What Daniel said to him? You wicked old man. Now you will have to answer for all the sins you have committed. You have been given unjust sentences You have condemned the innocent and released the guilty, even though the Lord has said, do not put an innocent person to death. Right? Now, listen, wicked old man. If you really did see the couple making love, tell me what tree they were under. Now, separate them, you know. You have to go chat now in accordance to your cronies, your partner in crime over there. Right? Now, the two are not the one place. Like Sambalat and Tobias. No. One of the yaso and one of the over there so. Bring the evidence. That's how it was easily done in the Privy Council. Separate what is to separate and bring forward what is to brought forward. Right? Under a small gum tree, he answered. Daniel said, all right. Daniel knew it was a lie. So Daniel said, all right, that lie will cost you your life. God's angel has already been given orders to chop you in two. Yes. Then the first judge were led away and the second one was brought before Daniel. Right? You are more like a Canaanite than a Jew. Right? Daniel said to him, this woman's beauty has wrapped your judgment and lust has corrupted your thinking. You are used to having your way with the women of Israel because you have been afraid, they have been afraid of you. But here is a Jewish woman, or let us translate this back to the Vibes Cartel case. Many has been sentenced under that form of shaky judgment, corrupted judgment. But because these people don't have the money to fight the case, them have to lay down behind bars forever with this car. You get what I'm saying? Right? So, because, all right, what Daniel said to him, you are used to having your way with the women of Israel because they have been afraid of you. So judges and the justice system been doing this for a long time and getting away with it. And a lot of innocent people are serving time behind bars through corruption. So Isaac Buchanan said, yeah, money cartel, come, we take it higher. Right? They're not going to get away with this once we can pay the cost to take it to a higher court. Right? Yes. But here is a Jewish woman. But here is a Jamaican man. And he would not give in. The only time you lose is when you quit. So they did not quit. Strong mind and determination to prove that something has gone wrong, one way or the other. They relentlessly go forward in difficult circumstances to get there. And here it is. Now tell me, Daniel said, what tree you saw them under? Under a large oak tree. Let me turn back here. This is the second judge. The first judge said, Daniel said, now if you really did see this couple making love, tell me what tree you saw them under. Under a small. So this sum up the case. This is the first judge. The second judge, now tell me what tree you saw them under. Under a large. You see how corruption comes out easy? Under a large oak tree, he answered. One said small, one said large, because they both were not in the same place again. Right? Right? Daniel said, all right, that lie cost your life. God's angel is waiting with his sword in his hand, ready to cut you in two. Then we shall be rid of you both. Then all the people shout and praise God, who saves those who put their trust in him. They turn against whom? Daniel? No. They turn against Susan? No. They turn against the two judges, because Daniel had proved that they had lied under oath. Now, come the 14. What will happen to our justice system? That is the question. Because Isaac Buchanan had lead the way, the case to the Privy Council, and showing that descriptions were active in the case. Listen this. That got me nervous. The law of Moses stated that people who give false testimony shall receive the same punishment that the accused person would have received. Meaning, those that corrupt the case, right? Those that involve in the corruption should be penalized for what they have done. And so the two judges were put to death. And the life of the innocent woman was saved. Susanna's parents, her husband, and all her relatives praised God because she had been proven innocent of the charges. From that day on, Daniel has held in high regard. There ended the reading. Is it Isaac Buchanan, the Daniel of today, the Jamaican Daniel? Is the corruptors of this case going to receive the punishment that the accused were supposed to get? Or that was just the law of Moses? Well, if that law were still in use today, we would have less corruption. Because people wouldn't blatantly corrupt systems like those for their own purposes. Right? People wouldn't do as they have a mind, just see you and don't like you, tell a lie on you. Right? Yes. Not many going like me, because of my profound speech, my profound outlook to life. I said it time and time again. You are not going to. You are not going to. You will prefer to report me more than to promote me. Yeah. And I thank God, the living God, the God of nature, when He has given me this gift that I'm demonstrating unto you. Hardly could ever read when I leave school. But God knew that He has me for a time and a purpose that I was going to have to read. So God Himself, or nature itself, taught me how to read. Yes. The gift that has been given unto me today, it is the same gift that has given unto Daniel. To see certain things, to discern certain things. Quite sure they did not like Daniel. Right? Because Daniel always in a position to denounce Babylon. You can remember when Daniel was thrown in the dens of the lion, right? They knew, the king knew that Daniel was a godly man, but the king was still afraid of the populace. So he said unto Daniel, may your God save you from the hungry lion. And Daniel, God did save him from the hungry lions. And the king were pleased, because Daniel has gotten a gift. And a gift that there are a lot of fulfillment into it. So there's no way the lion could have eaten Daniel. But he has to go into the lion's den to prove that nature's God helps you once you are clean and you put your trust in nature. To prove to us, to people like me, right? Several times. The story is not about me, but it's about the three accused. Whether they do it or not, we are not talking about what they have done. We are talking about the corruption in the justice system. Right? What they have done, if they have done it, is wrong. And they should be punished for it. But while you're seeking punishment, let the process be clean. Once you have the evidence, you need not try any more thing. Too much rat never dig a good hole. And you know would have seen what corruption has caused. Jamaica won't be the same. I can assure you. Jamaica justice system won't be the same unless Bob Marley words come to pass. Total destruction is the only solution. Broke it down and build it back. My final word this morning. Dirt don't wash dirt. And you cannot mix iron with clay. I am Tychicus, your revelator. Now there's a second part to this that will be labeled on YouTube. Part 1 and part 2, because the live has cut in the middle before it was ended. So wherever you see part 1, remember part 2, this will be part 2. So part 1 will be labeled part 1, part 2 labeled part 2. Remember to continue to follow me, right? Continue to share, continue to support my live, Reginald 1950, right? On TikTok. Reginald Martin 4515 on YouTube. Reginald Martin 70 on Instagram. Reginald Martin and Facebook. Support good things. Here is something to support. Don't follow corruption and report good things. Report bad things, support good things. I'm out. Thank you.